Letterboxd is an app that I use way too often. It is probably my most used app. So I'm going to do this monthly sort of thing where I go over everything I watched at the end of each month that I logged on Letterboxd. I've only watched for the first time and reviewed on Letterboxd 7 movies this month, which I don't know if that's a good amount or not, but I have also been watching the Yellow Jackets TV series, which is a 10 out of 10 by the way, so yeah. Anyway, the first movie that I watched this month is Bullet Train. For my review, I just put the first movie I watched in 2024, really entertaining and funny. The fight scenes were cool. So, since it's not a horror movie, I won't talk that much about it, but I do have some things to say about it. It's basically about this group of characters who all get on a train. Their names are Ladybug, who's played by Brad Pitt, which automatically makes him one of the best characters. There's Prince, who is the best character, and there's Lemon and Tangerine. I don't know why. Well, actually, I guess they're like code names or something. I was about to say I don't know why they all have such odd names, because I don't think any mother or father just decides to name their kid Ladybug. Lemon has this weird obsession with Thomas the Tank Engine.
What the hell?
Random side note, while finding the clip that I just showed, it showed me this. They changed the art style for Thomas the Tank Engine and it's so ugly. I don't give a shit about Thomas the Tank Engine, but the old way it looked was better. They looked so like scuffed and cursed. They looked like that that moon from that old film by that director whose name I can't pronounce right now. Overall, the movie was definitely entertaining. The fight scenes were pretty cool and it was funny. It kind of reminded me of a Tarantino movie in some ways.
Well, I just reject your hypotheses.
The only downside was the samurai side plot was kind of boring and uninteresting. It was only like one part in like a bigger movie. Also random, but a literal water bottle is considered a character in this movie. Overall, I rated the film a 8 out of 10. The next movie I watched this year, or this month, was Lady Bird, and for my review for that I just put, Lady Bird is so relatable. I've been meaning to watch this movie for a while and I finally got around to it. I really enjoyed it. So as I've said, Lady Bird, the character herself, is extremely relatable in both how she acts and interacts with other people around her and stuff like that. And for different reasons, that scene where she jumps out of the car is literally me when someone puts country music on the radio.
I kinda wanna push him up against the wall, kinda wanna buy him around.
When I was a kid, I deadass jumped out of my mom's car because she was trying to take me to the cigarette store with her. Now I smoke too though, so can't really say shit about that no more. Another kind of unrelated tangent, I suppose. Anyway, enough yapping about totally unrelated shit. The main actress in this movie is really good and makes the character so likable and relatable, as I've already said. And I enjoyed this movie so much that I want to watch some of the director's other work now. Timothy Chalamet, that guy, the Wonka dude, is in this movie. How to pronounce Timothy Chalamet?
We are looking at how to pronounce the name of American and French actor who became particularly prominent with his performance and him an Academy Award nomination for Best Actor, making him the 3rd youngest nominee in this category. So how would you go about pronouncing his name? Well, there would be 2 different ways since he's both American and French. In French, we would pronounce his name Timothée Chalamet. Timothée Chalamet. The T at the end of his name is definitely...
Yeah, so he's also in this movie. Unfortunately, he's kind of douchey in it, not particularly a likable character. Overall, a great movie though. 8.5 out of 10. Next, I watched Valerie and Her Week of Wonders, another movie that I had been wanting to watch since last year, and I finally got around to watching it. So for my review on this one, I put, what? One of the most visually beautiful movies I've ever seen. The sets are so pretty, everything is just so pretty. The storyline is a confusing fever dream that just went right over my head though. Still enjoyable. So as I said in my review, this movie was so visually beautiful. It was very confusing and fever dream-like at times. The basic plot is that this girl is going through puberty and people start treating her differently, which sadly is very relevant to how people treat young women nowadays. There's some messed up scenes relating to this, such as this gross, nasty ass fucking priest. This nasty motherfucker tries to come on to her. I hate this character so much, he belongs in the fucking garbage. Fuck this dude. Some stuff that goes over my head is like the scene where after Valerie saves this boy who looks like John Lennon, in my opinion. I think his name is Eaglet or something like that. The movie's in a different language, so I could be mispronouncing all these names, but this group of naked men with whips come barreling onto the scene, and I don't know what this is supposed to mean. It's so bizarre.
What the fuck?
And the entire ending scene also goes right over my head. And I'm someone who didn't find the movie Eraserhead as confusing as everyone else seemed to find it.
Oh, you are sick.
I thought that movie actually made coherent sense. Like, yes, it was very surreal and fever dream-like, but I got Eraserhead.
Oh, you are sick.
But the visuals and aesthetic are so beautiful, and Valerie is such a likable and entertaining character. She's literally my profile picture on this YouTube channel. She's also in the movie always eating green apples for some reason. I don't know why. There could be some sort of symbolism, but behind that, I didn't fully research it before going over it in this letterboxd review thing. But I just felt like bringing that up because it's really interesting. I love the scene where she just roasts the fuck out of that idiot priest when she's supposed to be getting burnt alive. She's like so unserious about it, and I love that. When I first watched this movie, I gave it a 6 out of 10 just for how confusing it was. But the more I rewatched and thought about it, it's worked its way all the way up to a 9 out of 10. So, great movie. And in fact, I liked it so much that I watched another movie with Valerie's actress in it, which unfortunately was not so good. This movie is called Don't Cry Pretty Girls, and it was so slow and boring and uneventful that it made me want to cry. So for my review, I watched this because I love actress's name, who I cannot pronounce. I'm not going to try to pronounce because I don't want to make a fool out of myself. Unfortunately, this movie is too slow and uneventful for me personally. It's like 89% various bands performing while the camera zooms in on different people standing around or walking around. I got 40 minutes in, and then I had to watch the rest in 2x speed.
I'm about to skip this shit. Skip.
Yeah, nothing really happens in this movie. It's just people standing around with music playing, as I said in the review. It's like one guy just be looking. All with this one specific song too. Well, not all with one specific song, but there's this one specific song that they played 4 fucking times. They really liked that song for some reason. You know the meme of Patrick Bateman listening to the music? That's whoever directed this movie with that one specific song. This was literally me trying to watch it.
Get this. That's when the subcommittee had to reallocate.
I gave it a 5 out of 10. Not really bad, just really boring. Next, I watched Reanimator. Luckily, this movie was a lot of fun. For my review, I just put autistic short mad scientists, a talking heads poster, and mortuaries. My sister would love this movie. chaotic, insane entertainment. My sister has a thing for mad scientists for some reason. So this movie is about this motherfucker named Herbert. He's this angry short scientist dude who definitely listens to talking heads, I swear to God. He spends half the movie roasting people and pissing people off and getting in trouble. He ends up pissing off this guy who's yet another creepy ass male character. This character confuses me. Not Herbert, the other creepy ass male character. He's supposed to be human, I think, but he can, like, hypnotize people, it seems. I know damn well he ain't hypnotizing people with how he looks. Because bro is fugly. So does he, like, have powers? The only thing he definitely doesn't have anymore is his head attached. But even after being decapitated, he's still causing issues for Herbert, and that's, like, the main plot of, like, the second half of the movie. Overall, really enjoyable. 8 out of 10. Then I watched The Stepfather, which in my opinion is better than The Godfather. I've never actually seen The Godfather. I can't actually say that, but so for my review, I just put one of the most memorable and instantly intriguing opening scenes in a movie that I've ever seen. The movie works very well, mainly thanks to the daughter character being so likable and the titular stepfather character being so well acted and interesting, as well as some memorable shots and imagery and a pretty cool poster for the movie as well. Unrelated, but whatever that horse show was that the stepfather was watching was so goofy and it made me laugh.
It's in the bin, 'cause everything is going out.
So as I mentioned, the beginning scene was great. I was instantly interested. The poster for the movie, really cool. It was really suspenseful and had like cool fall vibes, pretty likable characters. The stepfather himself was just a really interesting villain. There's some moments in the movie that make me laugh, like this picture of the stepfather the daughter gets in the mail. He looks so cranky. It's so funny. Like, imagine receiving that picture in the mail. And whatever that horse show the stepfather is watching, like, what the hell? Overall, really enjoyable watch. I probably won't bother with the sequels, but still, 7 out of 10, really good. I liked it. And finally, I watched Alice, Sweet Alice. I think this might be the movie I have the most to talk about for, so. So for my letterboxd review, I said Alice was not actually particularly sweet, but I still love her. Thanks to this movie and Valerie and Her Week of Wonders, religious imagery in horror movies are becoming one of my favorite things to see. Very cool aesthetic. I have so many like unorganized thoughts about this movie. So for one, I love the aesthetic and vibe again. I love the simplistic yet effective outfit of Alice and the killer. I won't tolerate any comparisons to Georgie from It, even though I'll technically make one myself, because I think the main character, Alice, is the most underrated member of the Yellow Rainjackets Club. She's so entertaining and mad at everyone and everything. She insults the shit out of a bunch of characters.
Where are you going?
None of your business, fatso.
That ugly bastard doesn't scare me.
I bet you never clean it. It smells like cat's piss.
And most of them honestly deserve it. Like this fat, disgusting fuck.
Hey, Lardas, how was your trip?
Boy, are you fat.
I am the Glob Glow Gab Galab.
Who appears to have perpetually pissed himself. He's always walking around with a stain on the fucking crotch of his pants. And I don't feel bad making fun of this guy, because he's a fucking pedophile.
No. Wait.
He looks like that dude from Sally Face, and I don't feel bad for him because of this scene. He's a pedophile. Get in the garbage with the other pedophile, you fucking fuck. Sorry, I realize I'm cussing a lot in this review, aren't I? I should probably tone it down. I don't want. Like, sometimes when you're making a review, it's like, you think that cussing a lot automatically equates to entertaining. Not entirely sure if that's true or if it's just obnoxious, so. Alice also beefs with her aunt, which is entertaining to me because in this scene, Alice literally drops a glass and she's told to stay still so she doesn't crush it more and like get the glass everywhere. And Alice does not stay still. She crushes the shit out of that glass. And then she destroys yet another thing but this time it's like this pedophile's machine. I think it was like a lie detector machine. Yes, yet another pedophile.
She is a weird little girl. Did you notice her tits?
R.I.P. Alice, you would have loved Limp Bizkit.
Hey, the little bitch is dumping your machine! Hey, stop that! Damn you, stop that!
Unfortunately, this pedophile doesn't die, but the other one does, the fat one I mentioned earlier. Unfortunately, Alice doesn't get to kill him, but she does put cockroaches on him. And yeah, spoiler alert, so in case you want to watch this movie unspoiled, I'd like skip ahead a little bit. Alice isn't really the killer. Isn't really the killer? What the fuck? Alice isn't really the killer. It's kind of foreshadowed early in the movie, in this scene where she takes off the regular mask, the iconic one from this movie, and there's an old lady mask under it to prank her sister. But the scene where it's revealed who the killer is had me shocked. Everyone in the movie at the point clearly suspected Alice. I can't possibly imagine why. And so did I at that point as well. But the real killer is this crazy old lady who's like a Christian version of Pamela Voorhees. The end of the movie is also interesting because it seems to be implying that Alice might actually still be somewhat of a killer, but who knows, I guess. So finally, that was originally the last movie, but I stayed up all night last night, and I watched another movie called Let the Right One In. My only thing I put for it so far was cool, atmospheric, snowy vampire movie. I just watched it, so I don't really have that many thoughts or opinions on it yet, or like any really jokes to crack about it. So yeah, I rated Alice Sweet Alice 9.5 out of 10, by the way, and I rated Let the Right One In a 8 out of 10. So from this month's movies I watched, I found some new favorites, and that's pretty cool. And I'll update you guys again next month. So thanks for watching.
I got a Glock in my Rari.